The government and mainstream media saying food prices in 2023 going up 5 to 7% in Canada. Some discount grocers saying some products going up 20 to 50%. That same grocer is also saying the food prices are going to double on a lot of items. Let me tell you about it. So headline after headline, it actually annoys me because I knew this was coming for years, and now that everybody knows about it, it just kind of annoys me. But food prices in Canada, families to pay $1,065 more in 2023. This is CTV News. The food prices could rise by 7% in 2023. Canadian families will pay $1,065 more for groceries in the next year amid inflation. Discount grocery store in the States, Aldi. So I don't know if there's any Aldis in Canada, not where I am, but there's 1,700 locations in the United States. It's kind of, they call themselves a discount broker. But Aldi reports that prices of thousands of grocery items will double in 2023. Double. So that's a little more than 5 to 7%. That's a 100% increase. Aldi headquarters announces 20 to 50% price hikes. The supermarket's German office has announced up to 400 products will be significantly more expensive in 2023. So that's a little more than 5 to 7%, but we will see. Some things have gone up more, like oils, butter, dairy products, and vegetables and fruits have gone up a lot, but it seems to be some of these discount stores are having the biggest price increases on kind of their no-name and store brand products. So the lowest value, lowest quality foods maybe are having the biggest price increases, it seems, whereas some of the higher end brands are not seeing the same massive increases, is what I'm taking from some of this information and all of these millions of headlines that I see. So the Globe and Mail, grocery prices are rising at the fastest rate in 40 years. Just for fun and because I'm crazy, I took a couple minutes and I took the government's numbers for the last 10 years of what they said at the end of the year the average food price increase was, and I put it on a chart. And I also included the estimate for 2023 of just 5 to 7% inflation. So this is what food prices look in Canada over the last 10 years. It's almost a straight line up. So in 2013, if you had an item that was $1, that item in 2023, just by the government's actual numbers that they gave out at the end of the year, that $1 item, now 10 years later, is $1.60. So if you had a $10 item in 10 years ago, now it's $16. Or if it's a $100 item, it's $160. And that's by the government's numbers. Now, I actually think it's worse than that. And for certain things as well, all these little food businesses like little restaurants and things, and they have all these posts recently. To our valued customers, we never like to inform you of this, that due to the continuous market price hike and the increased cost from our suppliers, some of your favorite blah, blah, blah food will increase its price, which goes into effect December 11th. We are open again after the holiday season. Due to the price hike in the market, we were forced to slightly change our price. Important notice to our dear valued customers. We wish to inform you that there will be a slight price increase on our products due to hike in the prices of basic ingredients. Please take note that on January 1st, our prices are going to increase. Folks, unfortunately, due to another hike in our wholesale prices, we have had to push our prices up. This isn't something I wanted to do as people are finding it tough as it is, but there's nothing at all that I can do, only to ensure some sort of special on some days to ensure our customers have an affordable meal. Dear valued customers, we have mentioned our prices in the menu items through the inflation, prices of things we purchase. Though our profits have gradually decreased, we take pride in providing quality food and services for affordable prices. Unfortunately, despite all this, never ending, just all companies are, you can't get away from this. So a local pub just posted this today, I saw. with a picture of a box of tomatoes and the price above. How does everyone feel about the tomato price today? It doubled in price since last week. Even fast food. Wendy's prices have increased a whopping 35% from 2021. And now, as if people didn't have enough debt, now at the grocery store you can do a eat now, pay later system. Going into debt for food, right? Like, don't go bankrupt today, go in next week when you need more food and you're in more debt. Americans are increasingly turning to pay later services for groceries and other everyday essentials, and there are signs that the practice is putting some in deep debt. There's one called, I forget, pay later, pay something, that Loblaws is using, and then Walmart is actually utilizing that as well. That is super scary. And here's something really funny. I went to the grocery store, and I'm pretty hyper aware of my prices when I shop. Now, we shop kind of the outer perimeter for kind of the healthiest and freshest foods, and those have gone up kind of the most. But when you go into the middle aisles, there's a couple, it's like a glitch in the matrix. I saw a corned beef product of Brazil that was on sale for the same price that it was 2 years ago. For a can of this, it was $2.98, and I saw it somehow today. So there are these glitches in the matrix, but some things you can do are to obviously find some deals, buy in bulk when you can. Like, it would have been better to buy a pail of rice and properly store it in Mylar a few years ago than it is today. But food prices, the chart is going to continue. And obviously, we're here, and we're having a 5 to 7%, so they say, it's more than that likely, 5 to 7% food price increase from this elevated level. So it's compounding, right? Like, if we had 3 or 4% inflation, or 5% and 5%, well, it's 5% on this elevated level, it's 6% on this elevated level, it's 7% on this elevated level, and it's compounding. And I don't see any solutions in sight. The cost to do everything for any producer is way up, and the amount of dollars in circulations that they're counterfeiting is way up, and the amount of welfare and stimmy checks that they're giving out is way up, and the government's screwing up supply chains all the time. That's not inflation. When the government screws up a supply chain, or the government takes you to war, that's not inflation. That creates anomalies in the markets and leads to higher or lower prices, right? Market manipulation by central planners, not inflation. Inflation is increase of the currency supply, them printing money, and especially when they give it out in welfare, which I'm going to talk about right now. PEI residents, Prince Edward Island residents, to receive tax-free inflation relief money this week. And then you got a picture of groceries in the background. That's CBC. So the government's going to send out a stimmy check, so it goes into people's pockets, and then that increased demand all of a sudden, and the supply stays the same temporarily. And then when the stimmy checks stop, right, that could lead to a decreased price, right? But government manipulation. Grocery prices up nearly 20% for some Thunder Bay District residents. That's in Canada. And what I'm also starting to see is calls of both more welfare and then food pricing controls. So a lot of blame going on grocers and corporations. They're blaming the grocery stores and the food products and the farmers for increased food price, when it is not them price gouging. Like, inflation rises all boats, and especially for a company that would be in the food industry, where food is a necessity. I don't know if you knew that, as opposed to hot tubs and exercise equipment or something. But with inflation, the price increases, the margins increase, the wages of the workers increase, the cost to do everything increase, and because all the margins increase, their profit went from whatever it was to a little bit more. So yes, they're having record-breaking profits, but that's not them gouging, that's inflation. But NDP in Alberta says basic necessities like fruits and vegetables have become prohibitively expensive, with fresh vegetables soaring by 20 to 40%. and they are calling for stimmy checks, inflation payments as soon as possible to help with the groceries. So typical government, especially that side of government, is to fight inflation, we need more inflation. It's hilarious. So you got people blaming the corporations, government calling for stimmy checks, and what's going to come next is probably pricing controls. So the people will continue to complain, and they'll call for price controls on eggs and dairies and all of their food products. Now, when there's a cap on it, and the producers, their margin is like this, and the government puts a cap on it, but their costs keep going up because of, everything's government that does it, right? Their costs keep going up until it's not profitable anymore. Then they stop doing this, and then there's shortages of food and starvation. So this happens every time they do it. Let's just leave it at that. So what can you do to protect yourself? So again, of these millions of articles, people say stock up. So when you see a deal or something, or have the ability to buy in bulk, stock up to counteract the price increases in the future. Because if you don't buy it now, it's going to cost you more later. So if you happen to have some cash, you might as well not have this cash that's being devalued. You might as well have food products. So whether that's rice or freeze-dried food, like our product, 25-year shelf life, healthy, 1 pound pure fruit smoothie, right? This is you probably one of your better investments for coming up in the future, right? You can eat it, you can trade it, and it's affected by inflation very, very high, because the price to make one of these costs significantly more than yesterday, right? So it actually pains me to sell them, but if you are interested on those, off of our website, we just have bulk for sale, and we have member pricing where you can get them at our full wholesale prices to take the full margin from the same as a store gets them for. And you can go do that anytime. So we try to help people that way. You can start homesteading a little bit, or producing your own food, or preserving your own food, and literally just doing things for yourself, taking responsibility. That's what a prepper, they call it, is being personally responsible, right? So you can buy in bulk, buy bulk flour, and then make your own bread. Now, all this stuff, it takes some of your time, but moving forward, people are going to have nothing but time. If the job markets are terrible, or there's no work or no jobs, or you have a small business, you're a tradesperson building houses or something, and there's no work or something, you're going to have lots of time. So by doing it yourself, it's going to be a healthier product anyways. You're going to get some satisfaction doing it, and it's going to save you money, right? So better product, lower price, but you do have to do it yourself. It does take time. And if you have husband and wife both going to full-time jobs or something, and you don't have time to do it right now, it might not be worth it. It depends on your situation, but this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to homestead. There's a reason why I do my smoothies too. We're in Canada. We can't grow mangoes and bananas feasibly, right? I have a banana tree and an orange tree in the greenhouse, but I'm not going to be making, smoothies out of those. But that's something I can't do. What I can do off of our homestead is outside root crop vegetables. Those will last the entire winter, properly stored. The greenhouse is fresh vegetables mostly, and a little bit of fruit, like fresh lettuce, so you can have a salad. Now, there's like spinach in our green smoothie, like freeze-dried whole raw spinach, freeze-dried powdered. But you can't like freeze-dry spinach or lettuce and then rehydrate it and expect to have a nice crisp salad. It works excellent in a smoothie. That's why we do our smoothies as well. But so with a greenhouse, you can do your fresh vegetables year-round. I'm expanding our barn to have more chickens. Like, we have a chicken coop, and that provides us eggs. That's been excellent to have. That would be my recommendation on a homestead. Start with the chicken coop and get yourself some egg production. But I'm going to expand my barn, build another barn next year, so I can expand the amount of livestock and the variety of livestock. So pigs, expand our goats in a big way, more chickens. I don't have meat chickens, but I'd like to do meat chickens, more egg layers, and then even a Jersey cow for milk, so we can get our dairy. So what I'm saying is, I can't. This is one thing I can't do here. That's why I do things. But I can do root crops, vegetables, fruit in our limited season kind of thing, and mostly it's sour stuff for a cold climate. That's what grows: sour cherries. Apples are more sour and things like that. But we can do that. And then our meat, our eggs, and our dairy, we can do that. So that's what we're doing to protect ourselves from this, which is going to get worse, inevitably. I don't see any way out of it. I'm even seeing articles telling people to eat products past their best before dates, or trust them and use like the smell test and thing. And now best before dates are kind of a marketing thing. It's not an expiry date like some dairy products, like must use before this date. Best before date is best before. Our best before date on most of our inventories, August 2043, I think, or 2048, some of it now. So that's a long time. But they're saying manufacturers have used the labels for decades to estimate peak freshness. Unlike use-by labels, which are found on perishable foods like meat and dairy, best before labels have nothing to do with safety and may encourage consumers to throw away food that's perfectly fine to eat. Another reason why we did freeze-dried food is Canada is the worst country on the planet for food waste. It's because of our sparse population spread out all over the place, and most things aren't produced in Canada. They're imported from other countries, and long shipping rates and things like that. But over 60% of household groceries still go to waste in Canada. So you can, we solved food waste with our product. We're a zero food waste company. So, if you bought a perishable smoothies in your fridge and then they go bad really quick, 60% of them go bad, like if it's just the average, whereas if you buy this, it never goes bad. So they're telling you to literally eat some past their best before date foods is another thing you can do. I would say just use your brain, find deals, buy in bulk, stock it up, produce things yourself. That's kind of the best thing that you can do to counteract everything that's going on. More personal responsibility. So let's leave it at that. There's a million food price increases and inflation videos out there. Frankly, it annoys me, but that's my little bit of take on it. Hopefully you maybe got something out of that. And I'll leave it at this. We did a silver video. I'll put the thumbnail right here. And in that video, we're having a free draw. I'm going to do that shortly here, but there's still time to enter the draw. You just have to put your Kinesis referral code in the comment somewhere to enter you in the draw. But we're drawing for some lucky winners going to get that. Silver maple leaf, 1 ounce coin, and and 12 Arcopia smoothies. 12 pack and the silver coin. What I would say are probably two of the best investments for 2023. Silver lasts forever. This lasts almost forever. This you can eat. This you'll be able to trade for food. This is going to go up. This is going to go up. Which one's going to do the best? Who knows? But you can still enter for that draw, and we ship that out, free shipping anywhere in the world to whoever wins that one. So good luck with that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All the best. Eat as healthy as you can. Take personal responsibility. I want the best for everyone. I really, really do. Okay, thanks for watching. See ya.